it is time for our hashtag segment, and we're going to bring in Megan Brantley, VP of Research at LikeFolio.com, and we have Fast Market contributor Jenny Horn back with us. Jenny, you want to get this all started here?
This is a topic that I feel very comfortable talking about because I do frequent Instagram and Facebook, ironically. But it's funny because actually last month the daily active users for Facebook were up 8%. So this company has proven time and time again they actually don't care about the politics, they don't care about the scandals, and really Instagram has become their cash cow. So Megan, my question to you is, how are they monetizing with Instagram?
I mean, I think that you nailed it there. You know, when we look at Facebook, we're listening to mentions of all their platforms. So we're listening to Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and we're seeing cohesively there's growth quarter over quarter. But when you really dive in to see what's driving the growth, it's Instagram. And I think Instagram, Facebook with Instagram is doing a great job of capitalizing on ad revenue. So that's promising moving forward for the company if they can continue to grow that base and make it easier for consumers to actually purchase items directly in their app. You know, that's a totally different concept than in previous years. So yeah, you can see the final or the last bar, quarter bar on that chart is the current quarter that we're in. And that's showing about a 6% growth rate from the previous quarter. And if you remember last quarter, they reported excellent revenues. They beat on revenues, and I think the stock popped about 9%. So this is a promising trend.
Megan, journalists hate Facebook. They write about it every single day. Politicians hate Facebook because they can't really control it. How does this company, with all the headlines and the noise negative about this company, all it does is continue to grow and gobble up market share, and they seem absolutely Teflon to any of the pressures that seem to get put on them. And all the stock does, it has a down day when some of these headlines come out, and then it comes right back, and all they do is make money.
Yeah, you're right. I think that, you know, the press might give them a bad rap, and people like to say, or, you know, they'll go through phases of, oh, I'll delete Facebook, but we're just not seeing that. We're seeing continued growth and people talking about using these different platforms, and we're seeing them develop the ones that are performing very well, specifically Instagram. You know, they realized that there was a visual element there, that there was a potential to promote these different brands and products on Instagram. And you can see this chart, it's consumers talking about buying something that they saw on Instagram, which that's a brilliant fit because you have them increasing their ad revenue. Obviously, brands and companies want to advertise on a platform where they can convert to those advertisements to purchases, but they're also testing now a selling fee on their checkout on Instagram feature. That was just launched about 2 months ago. So you kind of have different ways for them to continue to grow their revenue.
You know, this is funny, actually, because I bought something that I viewed on Instagram last night. So I think I am the target demographic.
Shopping on Instagram is huge now.
Following a week of retail, I actually bought something via Instagram last evening.
No, and that continues to be kind of the growth story, because you're talking about people maybe saying, I'm going to delete Facebook. What do they delete Facebook for? To go to Instagram, who Facebook also owns. But the thing about Instagram that's so much different than like a Twitter, for example, is you go on there to see maybe what your friends are doing or different influencers or celebrities that you follow, and then all of a sudden something pops up that's, you know, a product that maybe you looked at online or talked about or something related to your interests, and it's so easy just to click that buy button, all of a sudden you're checking out and you already have it in there. That is really the next step towards this e-commerce movement that we're seeing and where social media is going, and I think that's why you're seeing such positive numbers in Facebook year after year.
I have a friend that I went to grammar school with, lives in Ireland, okay, who I communicate with now on a weekly basis from Ireland through Facebook. Everything I post, she answers. Everything she posts, I answer through Facebook. I mean, and the same exact thing with a friend in New Zealand. So where else in the world can that ever happen than something like Facebook?
That's the power of Facebook, and that kind of ties into my first tweet, which is from Ross Gerber, who says, Facebook has 219 fake accounts created per second, according to their numbers. They clearly have issues. So, Kevin, why I think this correlates so much with what you're saying is your demographic, and my mother included, don't care.
No.
My mom is the most active Facebook user I follow, and I just think it's hysterical because she doesn't care about any of this.
Yeah, privacy. Oh, it's your privacy. I'm not that private of a person, and I don't need protection of anything in my privacy. So I just don't get it. I just think it's revolutionary in terms of the way people communicate with each other.
Well, and you talked about this with Twitter too, and I want to get Megan's insight on this. But like, if you delete all of these different social media, what are you going to live in a box? Like, are you going to live in a corner of a dark room? Like, you need to be on these to be engaged with your peers, but also with what's going on in the world.
I was at, it's graduation season, right? And so there's a lot of pictures being taken. I feel like I was at 20 graduations because I saw all the pictures from all my friends' children graduating. Right? Where else can that happen?
Hey, social media is a slippery slope, though, because you have things like MySpace that were really cool, and now they become a thing of the past. So Facebook just has to be careful that they keep this kind of strength going. But our next tweet is from Freddie Allen Jr., who says, as Facebook's daily active users decline, Instagram daily active users and ad revenue continues to decline. So, Meg, I know we've talked about a little bit how Instagram is kind of the leader for Facebook. How will they continue doing that going forward?
I think that, I love your example of you were shopping last night and bought something. I was talking to my mom.
That's every night.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've bought from Instagram as well. And, my mom and I were chatting about it, and she gave an example. You would expect Instagram, maybe you buy a fashion or some type of beauty item. But she was like, no, I bought a pool skimmer. So I thought it was funny that they have such a diverse range of brands and products. And on their last earnings call, they indicated that of their top 100 advertisers, that only accounts for about 20% of their ad revenue. So I think that there truly is something for everyone that can be targeted to everyone on the Instagram platform. And the fact that they're making it so easy to just click and buy, I mean, that's brilliant. They're bringing these products to you in your social feed that you're going to be checking. You no longer have to seek out things to buy.
Megan, real quick before we let you go too, though, but as that tweet points out, Facebook, the mothership platform, Facebook is losing daily active users. I'm looking at your long-term chart here on the Facebook purchase intent mentions. It looks fairly flat, but we're seeing the stock price continue to go up. From LikeFolio's standpoint, are you guys looking at more the Instagram side of the story as the positive catalyst, or are you concerned with this flat growth in Facebook itself?
I think that it definitely helps that Facebook is growing their Instagram and in general their stories platform. That's another element that we're watching. You have stories in Facebook stories as well as Instagram stories. And I think as long as they can continue to capture and grow their revenue, then the fact that, maybe people my age use Facebook less daily isn't that big of a deal.
I think it's an interesting point, and as people continue to gravitate towards Instagram, I mean, if your biggest competitor is a product you also own, it seems to be in a good spot.
Exactly.
But Megan, we'll let you go. We aren't going to hold you here any longer on Friday. Have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Y'all too.